Many times during an audit with a client who has their environment in AWS, we will ask questions about business continuity or disaster recovery. And there are a couple of common misunderstandings about this. Number one is people think that business continuity and disaster recovery are the same thing. They are not. And then the second misunderstanding relates to, well, all of the stuff is in the cloud. Amazon takes care of the backup and availability of our environment, so there's nothing for us to do since we have moved this to the cloud. We're no longer responsible, and that is not true either. So I want to address these two things. First of all, how is business continuity different from disaster recovery? Business continuity is all about continuing operations during a period of inefficiency or during a crisis. How do you continue your operations when those things are happening? If you are utilizing the availability zones within AWS, that is one strategy to improve your level of availability. You are able to continue if one availability zone is having an issue. You have put the proper replication in place in order to continue operations due to the multi-availability zone strategy that you have employed. That is business continuity because you've put a strategy in place in order to continue your operations during those types of incidents. Disaster recovery can be an element of business continuity because you need to have disaster recovery procedures in order to address disasters when they're happening, when you have outages or when you have hacker incidents or some type of environmental incident, or you have a problem with your employees not being available. You have to have those procedures to recover from that disaster. So it certainly feeds into business continuity, but disaster recovery is its own thing in the sense that you have to have your methods for recovering. And that is not availability, that is not business continuity, that is restoration, that is recovery from the disaster. And so this will involve things like backup, making sure that you have a solid data backup strategy so that these things are available when you need them, so that you can use it to continue operations. And so I hope you can see the difference between those two concepts. And then finally, these are capabilities that you can implement within AWS because of the services and capabilities that they provide, but you are responsible for backup. You are responsible for versioning. You are responsible for your replication strategy. AWS is providing you with the infrastructure and maintaining the infrastructure that is needed to support these availability zones. But there certainly have been outages with AWS. There certainly has been data loss in some situations by users of AWS. And so taking control of your data and your strategy for recovering and continuing operations is squarely on your shoulders and should be taken seriously.